It's very important when you're talking about your dreams and what you want to do. You have to be very careful in who you're having those conversations with, because people give you advice based on their own fears. It's not a fair assessment for, you go to someone and you say, hey, I have this entrepreneurial idea, and then they say, well, I wouldn't do that, and they work a job that just you stay on for 30 years. Not knocking that, but you just have to be careful of that, because it'll kill your spirit and it'll become a dream killer for you.
Yes, and if somebody is walking a mile, but they're not walking the same mile that you're walking, you're going to end up at two different destinations. And what I mean is, if I'm headed into, like Mingo said, as an entrepreneur, then somebody who's never been an entrepreneur can't tell me the struggles of what an entrepreneur, has gone through or is about to face. You got to start to find people who understand what you're doing because they've lived it, not just because they say it, because, everybody has an opinion and it's not always the right one and the best one for you. How many of you are looking to make a change in your life? And what I mean is that, we get stuck in our routine of just living and going through the motions of life, not understanding that at any point we have the ability to make the change. And I know it sounds simple, but it really is that simple. All you have to do is do something different today that you did on yesterday. Do something different tomorrow that you did on today. Don't be afraid to take a chance to make a change in your own life. You own your own life.
And to echo what Karen is saying, the hardest thing about making a change is realizing first that a change needs to be made.
Yes.
And when you have to sit back and assess, am I where I want to be in my relationship?
Yep.
Am I where I want to be in life? Am I reaching my goals? Am I hitting my target? The first thing you have to do is do a self-assessment, look in the mirror and say, my life can be better.
Yes.
Once you accept the fact that you deserve better, then you will do better.
Absolutely.
It's very important in your relationship that you sit down and have a discussion to make sure both of you all on the same page and walking in the same direction. Mm-hmm. One of the worst things you can do is you're thinking one thing, she's thinking another thing. You both think you're thinking the same thing, and y'all are not thinking together at all, and that would defeat the purpose of walking in the same direction. It is very important that if your spouse or the other significant other in your relationship is important to you, that you touch base with them to make sure y'all have common goals.
And I think what's important is to make sure that destination and direction are synonymous terms. And what I mean is that if you are in a car, like we're in a car right now, we have a destination that we're going in, so we have to have directions to get to that destination. And so it's really valuable and really, really important that you know where you're going. Well, if you don't plan ahead of time, or if you don't discuss it ahead of time, you don't know where you're going, and so you end up in any destination. It's important for you to determine where it is that you want to go and to get there together. Man, listen, we have to share this with you all. We were having this conversation. I was like, this conversation is so good. We need to go ahead and share this with our followers. And so what we were talking about is seasons and how things change in your life. And sometimes it's a little bit hard to let go of things that you feel like you need in your life. You feel like are necessary, that you have to hold on to. But sometimes you have to let some things go so you could be onward and upward, so that you can let the things that are holding you back and keeping you from your greatness, you got to let them go in time for that season to change. The time is now.
And when, taking a look at what seasons are, people who love the summer are not excited about the fall coming.
Right.
People who love the fall can care less about the summer. And seasons, you can have, people can be a part of a season.
Yes.
Situations can be a part of a season.
Yes.
And even a job can be a part of a season. But what we have to respect is seasons are going to come. Change is going to come. You have to embrace it,
yes,
let it go, and move on.
Absolutely. We have a challenge for you today. Oftentimes we invest in everything else. We invest in our homes, our cars, our careers, and our families, our children, our spouses, our friendships, but we don't invest in ourselves. And so as we were talking today about what that means, and what it can mean for you to have a better life and to do greater things, is actually making an investment in yourself. And the same way you put a down payment on a house or a car, put a down payment on yourself today.
So what we're saying is take all those resources and all that thinking and planning and strategy that you make in order to invest in something like a house and a car, put those in yourself.
Yep.
Take 30 days and see what results you come out with. We can't make any guarantees, but I promise you, your outcome will be worthwhile.
Yes.
We realize the time is now. So anything that you're looking for to do in life, do not wait, not one another second, not another day, not another minute, not another hour. You should do it right now where you are. Get out of the planning stages, get motivated, because this life is great. There's a life that you dream of that you can absolutely have. Karen and I are living our dreams because, for one, we're working towards our dream every day. We may not be exactly where we want to be yet, but we know that we have to do this right now or it'll never happen.
And a dream deferred is not a dream denied. So for many, many years, Mingo and I've always wanted to kind of just be able to motivate people and talk to couples and, teach people about the things that we've learned from our mistakes and things like that. Well, the time is now for us to be sharing with you that we've stopped the planning stages and we begin to move towards our dreams. So the time is now. There's no better time for you to do what you're called to do other than right now. Happy relationship.
I want to address the topic of being a power couple.
Yes.
Most people believe that power couple is associated with money. It has nothing to do with money. Mm-hmm. The power is in the couple piece of it. Mm-hmm. When you mention Beyonce, you say Jay-Z. When you say Barack, you say Michelle. You know them as a union. So a lot of us may be in power couple situations right now, but you think because your bank account don't reflect the kind of money they have, you think there's no power in your union.
Absolutely. And there's power in unity. There's power in togetherness. And what you have to keep in mind is that what you bring to the table is what creates the actual power for each couple. What you do for one another creates the power for each couple. And what we're going to do is elaborate more on this on our IGTV page at Mingo and Karen. Make sure you subscribe to it, and happy relationship building.
I woke up this morning just feeling inspired. I guess it was something placed on my heart when I was sleeping. I'm like, should I share this with people? The first person I shared it with was my wife. And what was placed on my heart was, in order to reach my goal, I got to work harder today than I worked yesterday. When I thought about that, I was like, wow, that means I got to keep grinding. As far as, that could be your personal life, it could be your business life, and especially your goal to have a greater relationship.
Yes, so whatever you did on yesterday, you can do better today. Whatever you did, if you made breakfast, then today maybe you can make dinner, make breakfast and dinner. You just got to be able to do more and put forth more effort in the things that really matter, and you'll see the benefit in every area of your life. And we know that it'll happen in not just your work life, not in just, you being a parent, but it can also be that same way in your relationship. Just put forth a little bit more effort today than you did on yesterday and watch your relationship flourish.